Our apartment in Atlantic City.
What?
Yes.
You guys live together?
Yes.
Tell me more.
After high school, Phyllis and I went down to Atlantic City to work, and we got a job on the boardwalk where we worked for Casey's Pork Roll. It was like a bologna sandwich, a grilled bologna sandwich.
Top of the line.
And we stayed in a basement apartment with a Murphy bed pulled down, and also it had another couch. Well, we weren't big on cleaning, so we divided the dresser in half. Half was hers, half was mine. And then you know her friend Cherry. We called Cherry and told Cherry to come down. Poor girl came down and all she did was clean for us.
Oh my gosh,
But
I love it.
She got a job too.
Oh,
so
that's great.
We all worked on the boardwalk. We used to go to the Still Pier. She'll remember that. And people from Uniontown that would come down, your mother, your relations, or friends of ours, would check to see how we were doing.
Yeah.
And then they'd say, well, what can we do? We'd say, take us out for dinner, because we never had enough money for a good dinner. So we had places picked out for dinner.
Nice. Top of the line.
Yes. And then she, for some reason, decided to go back home earlier than Cherry and I. But Cherry and I stayed because we wanted to see the Miss America pageant, which was then on the boardwalk. And Marilyn Monroe was the lead car thing, and she missed that because she went home early. On Good Friday, everything was covered up. I said, why are they covered up? Well, I don't really know. She just go, and I'd ask her all these questions. I said, you don't know anything. You just do what they tell you. So I said, you have to come to my church. Oh no, can't do that. That's a mortal sin. So we got on her, about 3 of us, and I said, come on now, I've gone to your church a couple times. I'm dating a fellow who was Catholic too, so I was going a lot now. I was getting to know. But they didn't know anything.
Right.
They just went.
Right.
So we got her in church, my church, Protestant church. She lasted for maybe 5 minutes. I can't do it. She gets up and she walks out. And now she's the biggest liberal today you ever want to know. But that was really funny, yeah.
Go.
Hi, Phyllis. Happy birthday again. And hi to your kids and everybody out there. And the thing about you that I have thought of just several times, very lately, like in the last week or weeks, I think of if TWA hadn't hired the 12 of us. That's a small group from all over the country, and you and I were in that group. And groups came before and after right away. I never would have known you. And you are the best person I ever knew. I'm loudening because there's a nice plane above us. And I love you so much, Phyllis. I feel closer and closer to you because I have time to think about times we've had and all of that. So I hope you're having a real good time. If I could think of a joke from back then, I'll get back on. Okay. Adios, amigo.
Hi, Phyllis. I wish I were talking to you in person, but this will have to do. I think my earliest memory of you, maybe, was the running a pancake club. Every Sunday morning, we'd go over and run the Forest Preserve loop and walk a little, run a little, walk a little, or maybe it was the other way around. Maybe we walked a lot and ran a little. It doesn't matter. We don't have to tell that. We did it. That's the main thing. And our greatest talent was eating the pancakes afterwards. We'd go over to what Tom McCall called his summer house, his summer home, and he and Mary made pancakes, and we just gobbled them up. It was great fun, a great group of people. And then, not too many years later, we were working together at Martha's, and which was fun. But the hardest job I had the whole time was trying to get you to stop calling me boss. And I was very unsuccessful with that, I think. One of the fun things we did there, which is unrelated to the job, sort of, we had to move to a new office, or we got to move to a new office, and we picked it out in what was then called Park Forest South. And it involved taking furniture. So we got to rent a truck and drive a big truck. And we thought that was one of the coolest things because we neither one ever driven a truck before. We loved it. Something else I thought about. Do you remember Veronica from Australia? She was a young woman who was touring the world, really, doing some research on a scholarship. And we sort of split taking care of her. I introduced her to groups, and you had her staying at your house. I remember picking her up from the bus from the airport in the plaza and taking her to your house. And a few weeks later, after she spent a lot of time going out to eat with all of us, she said one day, "My jeans are too tight." She said, I've never eaten this much before. She said, I've never eaten so much ice cream before. So we kind of corrupted her, I think. And then something else I thought about when I was thinking about you was you and Tim and I flying to San Diego for Candy's wedding. That was a wonderful trip. We had such a great time. We stayed at Torrey Pines, and I had to listen to him wake us up in the morning shouting out tea times. And we went to the beach, and we went on a boat, and Candy was so happy to see us. And then a few years ago, Candy and Tim and you and I met in Las Vegas for a wing dang weekend. And Sarah came to spend the afternoon with us sitting by the pool. That was great too. My most recent happy memory with you is coming to dinner at your house every time I come to Park Forest and visit. I wish I could see you more often. I really, really miss you. You're such a peach of a person. But this is the point of this whole thing is happy birthday.
Phyllis is engaging. Everyone wants to be Phyllis's best friend, and Phyllis wants everybody to participate in her adventures. Let's see. She wants you to start your own business and of course include her. And let's see, one of those businesses was a hot dog stand in Central Park. Who out there, I think it was Tim, in 100-degree heat in July, participated in the hot dog stand. So Phyllis is definitely engaging all of her friends. And at the same time, Phyllis is energized. At 80 years old, Phyllis, you are the energized bunny. Let's see. Let's go off to exercise classes, which, by the way, you're teaching 2 of them. Then let's go to dances of universal peace. And next to a play downtown, to the opera. And everybody come over for dinner before that opera. Truly an energized bunny. And I didn't know what to call the last characteristic. Phyllis is childlike, innocent, accepting. Whether she's facing challenges or celebrations, she wants all of us to participate, and she's so accepting of all of us and all of our little shortcomings. And Phyllis, we love you for it. Like, for example, your favorite song for our group, Gloria, Leela, Byrne, and I, is that she wakes up every morning singing, I wake up every morning. Oops, I can't sing it now. And I say a little prayer for you. Together, together, together we'll be. So, Phyllis, happy 80th birthday, and we all love you.
Hi, I'm Leila Mowers, and I'm one of the group. Gloria Schuler, Phyllis Bacon, Bernadette Mon, and of course, Phyllis Matthews. Hi. I just want to start with one little story. One time when Sarah was playing softball, I went to her game, and between innings, she did not feel like she was doing well. So I gave her a piece of juicy fruit gum, which my dad always gave to me in good times and bad. Her game turned around, and Phyllis thought the juicy fruit gum helped. A week ago, my daughter, Megan, graduated from the University of Chicago, and in the card, Phyllis sent a stick of juicy fruit gum. Slumber parties. The group would do the most eccentric things. Like one slumber party, when I was pregnant, I had a large, full dress that fit loosely. It was colorful and everyone liked it. Phyllis said, "Let's all try it on," and each of them did. I think it was the same slumber party. Gloria boiled her old lady underwear that would fit my fat tummy and gave me a bra extender. I never knew what a bra extender was. Laughing. Phyllis always wanted to find guys for her friends and herself before Jerry. She would evaluate the guys coming into the restaurant, saying, "Gloria, there's a good one for you." Or, "Look at that guy, Bern." Many times before Jerry, I had to drive by her potential boyfriend's houses with her hiding or once dropping off flowers on someone's porch. I'm not sure we actually pulled it off. With Jerry, she recruited me to go to Noah's Ark because Jerry hung out there. When we saw him, got a booth nearby. After a while, I was to go to Jerry and say, "Hi, you remember Phyllis?" Then leave to go to the bathroom so they could talk alone. We all know how that turned out. Beaches.
That's okay.
Don't ever do this in the wind. It's not good. Not good. There was a time when we went to Lake Michigan. Phyllis wanted to go skinny dipping. So Phyllis, Matthews, Gloria, and I went out using a blow-up boat to stay afloat and to get away from the people. She said, "On 3, go under." So we went under. Then, "On 3, take off your suits." And when she took off her suit and handed it to me, I acted like I dropped it and it was floating to the bottom of Lake Michigan. Phyllis was always getting us to do things like laughing yoga on the beach, where you fake laugh until you really laugh, exercises by the water, thinking up new businesses that she wants us to do, usually involving the food industry. Start a restaurant, sell food on the beach. We didn't always want to do this, but encouraged her to do it. She describes herself as bossy. We'd say no, but really Phyllis has an opinion on everything, as we all do. We went to breakfast. Oh, there were many hours of her on her porch or walking through the woods, talking or laughing or running. We went to breakfast a lot. Phyllis would stop us, usually in the middle of a conversation, by putting her hand on one of ours and saying, "Wait a minute, wait." When there was a pause, she would say, "What should I do with my hair?" She did this most of the times when we were together. She taught us phrases like "hurt so good" when we were exercising, or "so high" when we were choking. And Phyllis always gives credit. By that I mean she says, Leila changed my life. She taught me to turn things around." But really, Phyllis turned me around by influencing me to have kids, which is the best thing I've ever done in my life. Teaching me friendship is there before, during, and after boyfriends, breast cancer, marriage, and kids. I guess the most important thing is there are always more adventures to try. We've talked a lot about tap dancing in the past and going to a new beach this summer, and always more stages of our lives to discuss. I love you, Phyllis.
Happy birthday, my dearest friend Phyllis. Phyllis is vivacious, joyful, kind, so kind, loving, and flirty. Oh, yes, you are. Happy birthday again. Many, many returns. Happy 80th. Much love. Mwah.
Hi, Phyllis. This is Claudia, as you know. I just have to say one thing. Weird is not always a pejorative word. Look it up.
Phyllis, you're so entrepreneurial.
My name is Susan Schuler. I'm Gloria Schuler's daughter and have known Phyllis for most of my life. And I'm not real scripted and I haven't rehearsed this, so I hope it turns out well. In the email it said, talk about 3 things that you think about when you think about Phyllis. And they came to my mind immediately without any type of structured thought. And the first was courageous. Phyllis has always been courageous. I could tell you many stories, but I know the videos are supposed to be rather short, but very courageous. Adventuresome. Phyllis was always very adventuresome. Even as a young girl, I had wished I was as adventuresome as her. I remember when she flew on planes for Delta, and when I wanted to quit my job too and get on a plane with her. Couldn't do it. And the last is positive. She probably is one of the most positive people I've ever known. First and foremost, this has not changed in 40 years. These traits that I recognized in Phyllis when I was 17 are the same 40 years later. Magnificent and funny, and I wish her the best. I love her. On a personal note, she's been there for me on some very challenging issues in my life when I was younger. And Phyllis, I know you know what they are. I told you the chicken story and the Hershey bar story, but I can't talk about it because I'll cry. But I love you and happy birthday, and you really are an inspiration to me, and have a good one. I can't believe you're 80.
I'm Judy Silverman, a member of Phyllis's class, her Bone Builders class at St. James Health and Wellness Center. And I'm going to begin the way she begins all of our classes, with a little bit of Mozart. The journey continues. An 80-year-old in 2014 is worlds away from what she was years ago, when 60 was considered old. Phyllis is intellectually curious and embraces new experiences. She is very giving and thoughtful of others, inspiring us. She regularly brings suggestions that will be helpful to expand our knowledge of how to best manage our bodies. Something magical happens when we're sitting in a circle, a camaraderie and closeness that doesn't happen in any other class I have ever been in. And it's all because of Phyllis and her spirit that leads us. Thanks, Phyllis.
Happy birthday, Phyllis.